So, back on that great economic recovery we're experiencing at the start of 2016, which is worse than terrible. Schlumberger. And not a fun thing to say. Schlumberger. Schlumberger fires 10,000 as it announces a $10 billion stock buyback. According to Zero Hedge, when your organic growth is over, your revenue just missed consensus expectations once again, your stock is trading near 4-year lows, and you are stuck in the imploding energy sector, what do? Why, you announce a $10 billion stock buyback, since you will have to fund it with more debt, whose cost in recent weeks has soared, by the way. You have to get rid of overhead as well. How do you do that? Well, simple. You announce that you're firing over 10,000 employees. In anticipation of an extended activity weakness in the first half of 2015, we implemented another significant adjustment to our cost and resource base during the fourth quarter. This included a further workforce reduction. So you already had a previous one. A further workforce reduction of 10,000 employees, as well as greater streamlining of our overhead, infrastructure, and asset base. This led us to recognize in the fourth quarter $530 million in pre-tax restructuring charges for expanding the incentivized leave of absence program and reducing our workforce, as well as a largely non-cash $1.6 billion pre-tax impairment charge for fixed assets, inventory write-downs, facility closures, contract terminations, and other asset impairments. The best part of this for me is the first sentence. In anticipation of an extended activity weakness in the first half of 2016. Usually, I'm waiting to read something along the lines of, we had to unexpectedly fire 10,000 employees. Revenue for the last quarter of 2015 was unexpectedly lower. Schlumberger actually says in anticipation of an extended activity weakness. Schlumberger, you're doing it wrong. You have to always say it's an unexpected event. Unexpectedly, we had to fire these people. Unexpectedly, we're doing a $10 billion stock buyback. So you're going to spend $10 billion on stock buybacks, purchases. What kind of revenue would it cost to keep those 10,000 employees? These aren't people. These aren't humans. You are a number. You're like a machine. When we cut, we just cut you. I don't want to hear you just got a new house, you got a car, you got a family to feed. We got shareholders, and you're a number. Here's your pink slip, asshole. That's how that usually goes. And as they finish off here in Zero Hedge, terrible news, of course, but wait, here's the spin. Schlumberger's brand new yield-starved bondholders will give the company $10 billion to create 10,000 new fast food jobs. And that is what, as the U.S. economy careens into recession, passes for growth. Fast food jobs for everyone. Anyone who says otherwise is peddling fiction. So, we also have one company, and it's the only company that I can think of at the moment, that would be in the top of my list of companies I am glad is firing its employees. If only the whole company would fold, would be even better. Ready for this? Monsanto cutting 1,000 jobs as chemical giant takes first annual loss in 6 years. So when even the rotten Monsanto, who is a specialist at paying off corrupt politicians across the planet to get their little rotten seeds over there. When they start losing revenue for the first time in 6 years, there is no recovery. There never was. And as we start 2016 off, it is blatantly obvious. There never was, and it's about to get a whole lot freaking worse, unfortunately. St. Louis, Missouri. Agrochemical behemoth Monsanto plans to cut an additional, so once again, there's that word additional. So you've already cut some, yes, and an additional 1,000 jobs to compensate in part for a slump in sales of its genetically engineered corn seeds. Well, I think it's more than just the corn seeds. The seeds led to a first quarter loss of $253 million, which on the whole represents a 17% drop in revenue. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll take the time right now, if you just close your eyes and concentrate on what J4 is saying. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to tell the rest of the world who seems to have woken up a bit that these rotten genetically modified seeds are actually harmful. They are the root cause of the farmer suicides in India left and right. They are also the root cause of the massive amounts of physical retardation in India that's occurring there because of the chemicals being used as well, because they got to spray the fields with the rotten chemicals so that their cotton and whatnot will grow without weeds, and it is causing an epidemic. It is getting into the water. So I want to take this time in not a moment of silence, but a moment of close your eyes and just listen. I want to thank the world for waking up and telling Monsanto to go pound sand via your pocketbook. If you don't buy the seeds, they can't sell the seeds. Thank you. Back to the article. 17% drop in revenue. Monsanto, sorry about your luck. You piece of monkey shit. Monsanto has struggled in recent quarters to deal with slumping corn prices in the U.S., which have reduced demands for its best-selling product, genetically enhanced, or modified, of course, corn seeds. Farmers are shifting more acres to other crops after surpluses of corn and other crops, including wheat, have squashed commodity prices. However, if you look at all commodity prices, food as well, crops, they're all not doing too well. Across, generally speaking, across the board, they're not all doing too well. So I don't know. Of course, as reported by ABC News, it says farmers are shifting more acres to other crops. No, I think there's a lot of people waking up to Monsanto's dirty, rotten games, to tell you the truth. In fact, Monsanto's sales have fallen roughly 20% over the past year, perhaps indicative of the growing backlash against both its ubiquitous genetically modified crops as well as the glyphosate-based Roundup required to treat them. You want our seeds? Yep, you got to use our glyphosate-based Roundup. It's safe, it's safe. Remember the guy, it's safe enough to drink, it's fine. He was doing an interview. Remember that guy from Monsanto? And unbeknownst to him, the guy giving him the interview said, oh, well, we have some glyphosate here. Would you mind drinking it, in the front of this interview? I'm not stupid, he says. I'm not stupid and will not drink it. It's safe to drink. And then they say, here's some, we've got some for you. Will you drink it? I'm not stupid. Well, then what are you trying to say? Either it's safe or it's not safe. This is fantastic. Bloomberg reports Monsanto is facing their first drop in its annual earnings in 6 years as prices decline for its Roundup herbicide, and lower crop prices curb farmers' purchases of the newest genetically modified seeds. So, lower crop prices are curbing farmers' purchases because crops are cheaper. I'm a farmer. I'm just not going to purchase any of Monsanto's seeds anymore. I'm going to go purchase something else. No. If it's cheaper for Monsanto seeds or their product, it's cheaper for other seeds too. It doesn't matter where you go. The whole reason all these damn farmers went with that is because, It's weed-proof, essentially, because you got to buy their other product, plant their rotten seeds, genetically modified seeds, spray their crap glyphosate garbage on it, Roundup Ready, crap, and then you just let the watering and everything else do its course, and you have this great crop grown, apparently, from what they say. Except many studies show unbelievable health risks by eating these GMO products. There are results that show rats. I remember looking at it. They showed the pictures and all. Rats so deformed. It was I didn't even know, what the hell is this? Something, like it was like it jumped and swam in a pool of radiation and got out and was in the process of dying. And just, that's what the rat looked like. Only thing it was fed, GMO products. Other rats fed non-GMO products, no problems. Another thing, approximately three generations down, so the mom and dad rat have babies, the baby rats have babies, that set of babies was shown that they could no longer reproduce. Once it got down to around 3 generations, reproduction was stopped. Why? They're eating the genetically modified foods. So if you're the elite, we got a population problem on this planet. How do we deal with it? Well, we can't just do it the old-fashioned way and kill off everybody. That's not going to work these days. How about we feed people their own doing, their own, death, doing themselves in. They'll never know it. Tastes the same, tastes great, everything's fine. They're not going to know it because they're going to have kids. Their kids will have kids, and by that time, there'll be a whole lot of infertility problems. Maybe that's what they're thinking. I don't know. But if it shows that in a laboratory environment, why are we eating this crap? So anyway, I see this. Fantastic. And I think of John Teeter again. John Teeter, the time traveler guy. He talked about genetically modified foods. Why would that even come up in a discussion in the year 2000? When he was here, supposedly. It's beyond me. But he goes ahead and mentions it anyways about the future. And says, these genetically modified seeds and stuff that happen. Why on earth did we ever allow that? No, we don't use those anymore. Something like that was his comment. Interesting indeed. So when I see this, Monsanto 20% down year over year or whatever, it feels great. It feels, makes you feel warm inside. Take care.